Hello. It immediately jumps to 3 seconds when I start this, so I never know if it started. You might notice something. I'm wearing a green shirt, and I had no idea that it would do this to this. So you would be absolutely right in thinking I have been mucking about with this green screen idea, whether I could do a completely hovering head for the 30 seconds or so before I started. Anyway, here we are. It is Tuesday, the 5th of January in 2021. It is just after 6 o'clock in the morning in New York, 11 in London, and as soon as it's 8 o'clock in the evening in Tokyo. And here it is, the stories that have greeted us since yesterday. And if I scroll down, probably the biggest one is this first one, Teledyne to acquire FLIR Systems. Now, what does that mean? That means that Teledyne have just actually bought a blue SUAS company, which is probably why they bought FLIR. It cannot be for the sensors because, of course, China has equaled and matched those FLIR sensors now. So they actually have a limited time left to have any value. But they have bought, they've got two drone. Well, it might even be more. Two drone companies, FLIR. They've got the ones that make that little tiny job that the military use, and then they've got the big Ultravion fixed-wing system. So that's quite interesting. Fantastic time for the FLIR grown-ups to get out of FLIR and make their own money, I think, or cash in some money, because those sensors aren't really anything quite as special anymore. Skyport CEO Duncan Walker tells us about 2020, and they have been doing a lot of great things. Very interesting, dynamic company that be watching them quite closely in this coming year. Where else are we? Oh yes, well done to Kenji. Kenji's been always went to all the RID meetings, did all the good stuff, and he's been awarded a patent on the back of it. So we'll try and unpack that some more. Maybe we'll get him on tonight at 2100 GMT. I'm rather hoping to get him into the building. And in a similar vein, some DO 386 news on Phil. Yes, Phil. I wore a green shirt, and this happened, and I don't know why. So I have been mucking about with this for my own amusement. I don't know. I didn't know this could do this, but it has. So, and I, the spooky thing is, I don't know whose living room it is behind my shirt. Anyway, enough of that. I'll find out later and have some more japes with this, probably at 2200 GMT or 2100 GMT on tonight's chat. Aerodyne, aren't they ever expanding? They are probably the world's largest UAS group now, I reckon. If they're not already, they're going to be pretty close. And then finally, the first time, if you look at this picture here in the corner on the bottom right, I think this is the first time I've seen a mock-up of the proposed CE markings for all our pets that will be flying within the EU, and will require to have that marking. It doesn't mean China export. So Parrot are thinking ahead. Obviously, it's not absolutely necessary to have that yet, but it's coming. It is coming. So anyway, that's it. Them's the stories for this. What did we say? It was Tuesday, the 5th of January, 2021. Viewers on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. Please join us at 2100 GMT. Later o'clock when we'll unpack a few more of the stories, and I hope you're having a splendid start to the new year. Cheers for now. See you later. Thoughts on hobby flying in UK lockdown? I don't think you can, Simon, but or you shouldn't anyway. But you're allowed to exercise. Difficult, isn't it? It's a very difficult one, that, because if it's a recreational activity that helps you relax and gives you some much needed headspace, then you should carry on with it. I think I suppose, well, I'll try and find out in time for tonight's broadcast, Simon, but are people allowed to go fishing still? I guess that's my counter to that. Anyway, on that note, 2100 GMT. See you all later, and we'll try and unpack that later. Cheers for now. Take care, Simon and Phil. Bye-bye.